All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining and welcome to today's webinar on the topic of the challenges faced by pool and spa operators and our solution to address these challenges. Our presenting team today will be myself and my colleague, Jess. My name is Abigail Wright, and I'm an account manager at our Americas Hub, and I work in territories across the USA and Canada. Jess, manager for our recreational water sector. Some housekeeping before we start. Recording has begun for this presentation. Please keep your camera turned off and your microphone muted throughout the webinar to avoid disruption to the presentation. If you have any questions, please type them as a message using the chat function for this meeting, and we'll pick them up at the end of the presentation. The agenda for today is as follows. We'll first take a quick look at who Palin tests are. We will then cover important parameters to test in the recreational water and why, followed by a look at our water analysis solutions and how they work, and then an introduction to our cloud-based data management system, Palin Test Connect. To summarize, we will review different user personas in the rec water industry and look at which of the products and features suit each. So firstly, an introduction to Palin Test. So our purpose is to safeguard water for everyone, every day. And today we will cover how we act on our purpose in the context of safeguarding swimming pool and spa water. Our aim is always to make water testing simple, reliable, and cost-effective. We have a headquarters in the UK with regional hubs in the US and Australia, from which we supply to over 100 countries globally. We have a history dating back to the 1800s, and we are part of the Halma Group, which is a global group of life-saving technology companies. We work across a variety of different markets, including drinking and wastewater, industrial water, the humanitarian sector, and of course, recreational water, which is what we're going to take a look at in further detail today.
Great, thank you, Abby. So to get started, we'll review the important parameters for pool and spa water testing. Primary disinfection will kill bacteria and viruses and provide a residual to prevent cross-contamination. Chlorine is one of the most common forms of disinfection. When testing for chlorine, you need to monitor both free and total chlorine. As chlorine reacts with molecules containing nitrogen, they form combined chlorine. Nitrogen molecules are introduced to the water by bathers, but can also be introduced from the environment, especially in outdoor pools. Combined chlorines still have disinfection properties, however, they are not as efficient as free chlorine. We suggest for a well-designed pool, your free chlorine should be at a minimum of 1 ppm, and this can be lower if you use a secondary disinfection. For your total chlorine, this should be as low as possible, but never more than 1 ppm. Bromine is a popular disinfectant used more in hot tubs or spas. It's favoured by hydrotherapy pools or spas as it's more active at higher pH levels and more effective at higher temperatures. Bromine also has additional benefits that it doesn't cause irritation to the skin or eyes that you may get from the byproducts from chlorine disinfection. We recommend that bromine levels are maintained between around 4 to 6 ppm. You should test your disinfection daily. It's advised that as a minimum, you'll test on open and close of your pool. Depending on your bather load and frequency of swimming, you may want to increase your testing frequency to every hour or every 2 hours. Next up is pH. So pH is a measure of how acidic or alkaline the water is. It uses a scale from 0, which is acidic, to 14, which is alkaline. 7 is seen as neutral and what clean, fresh water would be. Ideally, you want your pool to be around 7 to 7.4 on the pH scale. This not only provides an enjoyable experience for the bather, but more importantly, is the level that disinfection is at its most effective. You should also test pH daily as a minimum on open and close of the pool. Looking at total alkalinity, anything you put into your pool, so bathers or chemicals, will affect the pH. We want the pH to remain stable at around 7 to 7.4, so we need to have a pH protection mechanism, which is the alkalinity. Alkalinity levels provide a buffer from dramatic changes in pH. It's advised that to ensure this buffer is in place, your alkalinity levels should be around the range of 80 to 200 ppm. Below this will mean pH levels become too unstable, while above this they are too difficult to change. alkalinity should be measured weekly as a minimum. Cyanuric acid, also referred to as stabilizer, is normally associated with outdoor pools. Chlorine molecules are quickly degraded by UV light, and maintaining a residual becomes difficult. So cyanuric acid provides a shield around the chlorine molecules, which enables them to continue with their disinfection activities. It's recommended that levels should be below 200 ppm, ideally between 25 to 50. Cyanuric acid should also be measured weekly as a minimum. Moving on to TDS. A high level of TDS is a warning sign of pool water quality decreasing. Source water will likely have several hundred ppm of TDS, but this can be increased by pool chemicals and pollution. Your TDS levels should not be more than 1,000 ppm higher than your source water and no more than 3,000 ppm total. Your TDS is usually determined using an electrochemical meter rather than a photometer and should also be measured weekly. Looking at calcium hardness, in areas with low calcium levels, the water will start to erode the pool surrounds and grout. If there's too much, the water will scale, leaving the white deposits seen on the picture on the screen. We recommend that you maintain your calcium hardness levels between 80 to 200 ppm, and this should also be measured weekly as a minimum. All of the parameters shown on the screen now, combined with a temperature reading, will allow you to calculate water balance. Water balance is a scale to measure how likely your water is to scale or corrode its surroundings. Measuring your water balance is important when considering the lifetime of your fixtures and fittings. The common scale for water balance is the Langelier Saturation Index, and this test should usually be done once a week. I'll now pass back over to Abby to cover our solutions.
Following on from what you should test for and why, next we're going to take a look at the Palin test solution for water testing. With this in mind, I'll first take you through a few common issues which swimming pool and spa operators can face. Firstly, rigorous and consistent testing regimes must be followed across multiple sites, and it is crucial that tests are carried out at specific set time intervals. Also, a lot of the time reporting is manual through paper records. This allows for human error, which can lead to inaccuracies in the data, as manual reporting and data management can be time-consuming, diverting skilled staff away from their core roles. Operators also need to ensure they comply with regulations and can demonstrate this both internally and externally. So we recognize that these are significant issues, and we've developed solutions to address these challenges. Our solutions are not just water analysis instruments or reagents, but a combination of products and support, which includes our photometers, the consumables and accessories which are used with the instruments, our cloud-based software Palin Test Connect, servicing and calibration, and our customer and technical support. Our solutions ensure that testing is easy, your data is recorded digitally, and that you get results fast. So you can save time and cost, view and analyze data easily, and demonstrate compliance and ensure data integrity. Looking specifically at our range of products, our product families cover a variety of testing needs and parameters to suit all requirements, and they are designed to simplify testing for accurate results with minimal training. Our product range includes, at the top end of the range, our Lumiso Pool Test Expert multi-parameter photometer, our Lumiso Pool Test 3, 4, and 6 handheld photometers, our data management platform Palin Test Connect, and we also offer a range of visual testing products. Looking closer at our Lumiso photometer range, we have a range of 2 Lumiso Pool Test handheld instruments available in the US. These are quick to deliver results and ideal for field use with a compact design and easy to operate user interface. First, we have the Lumiso Pool Test 3, which is aimed at outdoor pools and it tests for chlorine, pH, and cyanuric acid. We then have the Lumiso Pool Test 6, which is ideal for some service technicians and pool engineers. This instrument will measure chlorine, pH, cyanuric acid, bromine, total alkalinity, and calcium hardness. Both of these instruments are compatible with our data management software, Palin Test Connect. And then we move on to the Lumiso Pool Test Expert. This instrument is our multi-parameter benchtop photometer, which is efficient and simple to use, featuring on-screen test instructions for every test of the instrument, and it has an intuitive touchscreen user interface, making testing quick and easy. It also offers cost-effective testing with over 30 tests available on the instrument, covering all of your key parameters as well as any parameter required for troubleshooting. It also comes in a kit with all the accessories required for that testing, as well as a starter pack of consumables so you can get testing straight away. And finally, it demonstrates compliance through the instrument's compatibility with PalinTest Connect. You can connect the instrument to upload data via USB or wirelessly through a QR code. And alongside the instruments, we also offer all reagents for the corresponding tests on the instruments. These are all manufactured and formulated in the UK, and we do recommend that only PalinTest reagent should be used with PalinTest products to guarantee accuracy, as our instruments are calibrated using our reagent formulations. Check standards can be purchased to validate the performance of your instrument in field. They have a robust and rugged design using colored glass and therefore have a longer shelf life than liquid standards. Finally, we also offer all accessories required for testing separately for repurchasing. This includes plastic test tubes for all Lumiso photometers, which may be required if testing is carried out poolside. I'll now pass over to Jess, who will take you through how the photometers actually work and then a closer look at the Connect platform.
Thank you, Abby. So now that Abby's covered the product and the PalinTest solution, let's take a look at how photometry works and the benefits over visual testing. When comparing visual testing to photometric, the outstanding benefit is that it's not user dependent. With a visual testing, user perception plays a large part in the test result. Light conditions affect the appearance of colour, and colours are perceived different user to user. I've got a couple of examples on the next slides to show this. So if we use this example here, when looking at this image, the two stars appear different shades of red. However, if we remove the background colour, they're actually the same, showing the surrounding environment can have a big impact on how you see colour. Another example here. All colours here are a shade of blue, but if I was to ask which colour do you think is sky blue, there are a good mix of opinions on here. Only 38% agree with the correct colour of sky blue, showing that we all see and interpret colour differently. So to expand a little on before, why photometric testing? As we've just seen, visual testing is impacted by user perception and the surrounding environment. Photometric testing is more precise and accurate. A visual result can be within a range of colours and not an exact value. A photometer will give an accurate on-screen result, not relying on any user, therefore taking the decision-making away from the user. This result is then stored in the instrument memory and can be uploaded onto our digital software PalinTest Connect, where it can be used for audit purposes. So how does photometry work? The basis of photometry is that you add the reagent to your sample, a colour change occurs due to the chemistry, and then you read this colour change using a photometer, which will give you an idea of the water quality. How's the measurement taken? The instrument measures the amount of light that makes it through a sample to the detector. The darker the colour of the sample, the less light will make it through to the detector. Initially, all wavelengths of light come out of the light source, and these are reduced to a single wavelength using an optical filter which hits the detector. The detector is just like a counter, just counting the number of photons that hit it. The amount of light that hits the detector is known as the percent T, or percentage of light that's transmitted from the light source to the detector. The instrument measures the percent T through the sample in comparison to the blank. And the blank is just the sample without any reagents in it. And this is important because light passing through a glass tube of water will behave very differently to light passing through air. So once we have the percent T value, we need to convert it to something meaningful. This is a typical calibration curve. This one here is for free chlorine testing using DPD. The percent T value is converted to a ppm concentration using the calibration curve, and this readout is displayed on the instrument. In the example shown on screen, 43% T is equivalent to 1 ppm. This calibration is determined in our labs and stored in the instrument memory, but all the user will see is the displayed reading. All of that calculation is happening behind the scenes. So now we've covered the instruments and how they work, I'll share some details of our data management platform, which is compatible with our entire range of Lumiso photometers. The challenge we see a lot of users facing in this sector is manually recording results. This throws up issues with data integrity and falsification of results, as well as struggles with being able to inform the relevant team leaders, general managers, or area managers of any out-of-range readings. Pale and Test Connect is our solution to this issue. Measurements taken using any of our Lumiso photometers will be digitally recorded in the instrument memory alongside the date and time of the reading and any users or labels assigned to the measurement. These can then be uploaded to our Pale and Test Connect platform, either wirelessly via QR code or through a wired USB transfer, where you can view data per parameter grouped by label. So for example, different pools around a site. Red, yellow and green limits can be set, so the platform easily illustrates where the data falls within the limits. This data can be accessed by multiple people, and alert contacts can be set so that they are notified by email when any out-of-range results are recorded. So the key benefits with our Pale and Test Connect platform are remote supervision. You can save time sifting through pages of written records with visibility of measurement results from multiple remote sites. The data log is digital, uploaded directly from the instrument to ensure tests are actually being performed and results aren't being falsified. Using Pale and Test Connect also means you have an auditable data log and you can download reports for auditing and compliance purposes. Warranty and product registration. You can also register your product and activate your instrument warranty via the Pale and Test Connect platform. And finally, using the platform means you can receive remote technical support, avoiding any instrument downtime. Once logged into the Pale and Test Connect platform, you can view results grouped by location, which is allocated by the labels on the instrument, enabling quick identification and reporting of test sites. The screenshot here shows how the results outside of limits are displayed. This can alert multiple people via email if necessary, enabling an easy view of results that may require action to be taken. And finally, the reporting of the results. Pre-built PDF reports can be generated, or the results can be downloaded via CSV, enabling the user to create their own. I'll now hand back over to Abby to cover some user personas and benefits to those users.
Thank you, Jess. So to conclude the session, I'm going to walk you through some key users within the sector, which products are best suited to them, and what benefits they have. So the 4 key user personas we have chosen to focus in on today are swimming pool service technicians, pool shops, pool operators or lifeguards, and center managers or the head office team. Firstly, our service technicians. Their key testing responsibilities include carrying out water tests as part of an overall pool service and maintaining detailed records of the services they have provided for their customers. For service technicians, the key products that fit their needs best would be our Lumiso Pool Test 6 or our Lumiso Pool Test Expert. It is important that these instruments have a robust waterproof design so that they can be taken from site to site in the back of a van without concern. All of our instruments, they also include a kit which has the accessories required to perform the testing, plus a starter pack of consumables, so everything is kept in one place to get testing immediately. Finally, the instruments are also all compatible with Pale and Test Connect, which means data can be logged and reports can be generated for each site. Next up, pool operators or lifeguards. These are usually the people actually performing the tests within a leisure center or a hotel chain. So their key responsibilities include collecting pool water samples, performing the tests, and maintaining records of pool activities and test results. The Lumiso Pool Test Expert is the instrument for pool operators with over 30 parameters to ensure they have every test they need. The key features here are that there is no prior knowledge of water testing or chemistry needed, and the instruments are easy to use, which is important in an environment where there's sometimes high staff turnover to ensure training time is minimized. You can also set limits in this instrument based on your own regulatory guidelines, and the instrument will clearly show if the result measured is outside of those limits. Looking from a management point of view, center managers and head office staff are responsible for the overall operations of the side of the chain, including reporting on test results. They have responsibilities other than just managing pool water testing, and therefore they need to quickly be able to see any out-of-range readings and actions taken. Therefore, for center managers or head office staff looking after safety and compliance, Pale and Test Connect is the part of our offer which will give them the most value. Key drivers for center managers include ensuring they have accurate results to have confidence that chemical dosing is optimized and therefore costs are reduced. The ability to tag results with labels and users, which means that you can track which pool the measurement is taken from and which user performed the test, will also help in identifying needs within the team. Lastly, the data logging and the instrument's compatibility with Palintest Connect, which ensures that data is recorded, alerts can be raised, and reports can be generated. And finally, the pool shops. In a pool shop, the customers are usually residential pool owners who bring in their water sample for testing. As a wide range of tests may be required, the Lumicell Pool Test Expert is our key product here. Our products can help this user as they're simple to use, but they also provide accurate results that the pool shop owner and their customers can rely on. The data exporting is also key here, as reports can be generated for customers to give them an overview of their water quality. The instrument also features a cutting-edge design, which is ideal for use in a customer-facing environment.
Thank you very much, Abby. So, to summarize, the benefits of adopting the Palintest solution include saving time and resources with our simple-to-use, reliable, and durable products, peace of mind with high-quality, readily available consumables, precision assurance, giving confidence in the performance of your products, reduction in compliance risk using Palintest Connect to monitor testing at remote sites, and finally, responsive support on technical, product, or sales queries. And that's everything for today. Please put any questions you have in the chat and we'll get through as many as we can before the end of the session. Thank you again for joining today's webinar. If you'd like to learn more about our offering or have any questions following this webinar, please reach out to the team for more information. The contact details are shown on the slide now. And yeah, thank you very much for taking the time to attend. I'll just go over to the chat and see if we have any questions in there. So Joe's asked how the QR code works. So that can be generated on the screen of the instrument, so either the Pool Test handheld or the Pool Test Expert. You go into the settings and generate a QR code, and then you can download the Palintest Connect mobile app, and you just simply press scan QR code, scan that over the instrument, and that QR code will be recognized, and the results from the instrument will be automatically uploaded to your Palintest Connect account wirelessly, so that doesn't require any sort of wired transfer. We'll give it a few more minutes to see if anyone has any more questions, and if not, then we'll close the session. Okay, so we've got one more question. Do we plan to add additional tests or parameters to the Lumicell Pool Test Expert instrument? So we believe that the suite of tests that are on the instrument currently cover every kind of key test plus any troubleshooting tests you would need to perform in a swimming pool environment. We, of course, do always evaluate this and listen to market feedback. So if there were any requirements, then we would consider them. But we do believe that the suite of tests on there should cover all requirements for swimming pools as it stands. And one final question, is regular maintenance required on the instruments? So we do recommend annual servicing, as we do with all of our instruments. And that will just be a clean and recalibration to make sure that it is working and giving you accurate results that you can rely on. Right, if we've got no further questions, then we'll end the session there. So yep, thank you again for your time today.